Hello everyone, welcome to Level Up Tech. In this video, we will see how to integrate Google Storage Bucket with UiPath. So first, let's see how to create a storage bucket in Google Cloud Platform first. Okay. So first of all, what all you need is you have to create a Google Cloud Platform account. Okay, so that is the prerequisite. And once you have that in place, then everything is simple. The very first thing what we have to do is we have to create a bucket. Okay, storage bucket. Inside that particular bucket only, all your files are going to get stored. Okay, so how to create a bucket now? Okay, so once you log in into the Google platform, you would be redirected to this dashboard page. Okay, and here just click on the ellipsis icon which is on the top left and click on cloud storage and you would be having something called as buckets. Just click on it. And once you are here, as you can see, I do have buckets, two buckets, which is already created. Okay, but I'm going to help you guys to create a fresh bucket, how to create it. Okay, and here I'm clicking on create. Once we do that, so it is going to ask you the name. What I'm going to give is I'm going to give, and just make one thing here. Remember one thing, everything should be in small case and it will not accept any caps. So I'm giving level up take prod. So this is my bucket name and this bucket would be later used in the UiPath. Okay, and I'm going to click on continue and I'm leaving everything as it is. Okay, just click on continue, continue, and just click on create. So job done. Now we have created the bucket. Okay, but in order to use this particular bucket in UiPath, we have to do one more step. Okay, what we need to do? We have to create a service account, and that service account we need to integrate with this storage bucket. So how to do that? Let's create a service account key. So we would need service account key. In order to get that service account key, we need to create the service account first. So just again click on the ellipsis icon, go to APIs and services, and here just click on credentials. Once we click on that credentials, here you can see on the top middle screen, we have something called as create credentials. I'm going to click on this create credential and here you can see an option called service account. This is what we wanted, right? So just I'm clicking this service account and again it is expecting us to provide the service account name. So I'll give whatever I want. Okay, I'll give something like this level up tech prod and nothing else you wanted to do. Just click on create and continue and you can directly click on done as well. Okay, so now we have created the service account. What is the service account we have created? I do have two accounts here. This is the account which I already had. Okay, now this is the particular account. Level up tech prod is the account which we have created now. Okay, so you have to click on this particular hyperlink to get that service account JSON key file. So how to get that? Once you click on that hyperlink, this is the page we will be redirected to. Click on keys over here. Once you click on keys, you have to create a key first. Okay, I'm clicking on add key and you will be getting the option as create new key. Once we do that, here Google Cloud Platform is recommending us to go with JSON option. So I'm going with that particular option itself. I'm clicking on create. Don't worry like why we are doing these steps and all. Okay, it is a prerequisite step. And in order to integrate the UiPath with Google Cloud Platform, this particular key would be required. So for that particular reason only, we are creating this particular service account and then the service account key file. So now we have created the service account key file, right? One last step we need to do, that is we need to give the permission to the storage bucket for this particular service account so that using that service account, you can upload your files from your local to this particular machine, okay, to this particular storage, cloud storage. So how to give permission? Again, go to buckets, and whatever bucket that we have created for this session, right? I'm clicking on this. Once we click on that, you would be having something called as permission. Just click on that. Post which you would be having grant permission. Okay, so we have to give access for this to the storage service account which we have created just now. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, let's go to there and let's copy the service account name which we have created. I'm going to credentials. Here you would be able to find the service account name. So I have copied and I'm going back to buckets, storage bucket which we have created. Just click on this, again go to permissions and click on grant access. And I'm going to give the service account which we have created just now. I have created that, and here you have to map this role, storage admin. So if you give access to the storage admin, then using that service account, you would be able to create the bucket and you would be able to upload your file. That is, you would be able to create the object. All these stuffs you would be able to do. So I'm giving storage admin and just click on save. So everything is done in perspective of setup. Okay, so we have created the storage bucket and we have created the service account and we have given access to that service account to the storage bucket. So the very first step is done. And what is the next thing? Just we have to integrate the UiPath with the storage bucket we have created, right? So for that, now I'm in UiPath Studio. I'm going to create a new process. Just I will name it as GCP bucket and I will leave everything as it is and will click on create. And so let it load for something. It will take some time, right? So now it is creating the workspace. So before that, if we want to use PDF, then in the default activities, in the default project panel, those dependencies will be not there. So if it is not there, what is the first step that we do? We will be going to the manage packages option, right? So similarly here also, Google, if we want to integrate our UiPath with Google Storage Bucket, the activities won't be available directly. Okay, once you create a new project, as you can see, when I type Google, okay, now it is available. If it is not available, what you can simply do is just go to design option and go to manage packages, and in all packages you have to type Google Cloud. So once you do that, so we would be getting one package that is being that was published by UiPath. We have to install that particular package in order to work with Google Cloud Scope. That is in order to work with Google Cloud Platform. Okay. As you can see, we have something called as Google Cloud. So we have to install this so that we would be able to integrate the UiPath with the Google Storage Bucket. As we can see, currently everything is here. This is the package that we are expecting. Okay, so as it is already there, I don't want to install again. Okay, I don't need to. So here, what are we targeting? We are targeting for storage bucket, right? And you can see under storage we do have buckets. Under this we have create bucket, delete bucket, everything is there. So we have created the bucket already manually. Okay, so we don't need to worry about this create bucket and delete bucket and all. Okay, so what we wanted to do, all the files we are going to store it in our local, and whatever files that are getting stored in local, those files should be published to the cloud. the storage bucket that we have just created. Okay, so in order to do that, just like Excel application scope, right? If you have Excel application installed, then we have to use Excel application scope. Or if we want to interact with Word application, if we want to do Word automation, then we would be having something called as Word application scope, right? Similarly, if you want to interact with any of the Google Cloud Platform features, right, then you would require this particular activity, that is Google Cloud Scope. Okay, so this is the prerequisite activity which is required. As you can see, the activity was there, but in the dependencies it was not there. So what it is UiPath is doing, it is restoring the dependencies. Basically it is installing those dependencies. Okay, once it is done, we would be having that Google Cloud Scope activity in the workspace panel. Okay, and whatever we have created, right, the JSON file we have created, that is the service account key file which we have created, right? So that particular file would be required to use it in the Google Cloud Scope activity. Okay, so let it add the dependency post which will. Okay, so now we have Google Cloud Scope activity in the workspace panel. Okay, and here you can see it is expecting two things. Okay, so basically it is expecting one by on its default it has chosen something as service account key. And if I click this drop down, I can see one more option, that is service account key from file. If I choose this particular option, now UiPath is expecting me to provide the service account key file. We do have that, right? Which we have downloaded just in the session starting. So this is the key file. Okay, so just I'm going to copy this path and I'm going to put it over here. Job done. Either you can provide the file, or else if you have everything in a string format, so basically it would accept everything in a secure string format. So if you have all the content, whatever content that you have here, right, in the JSON file, if you have stored everything in the asset, right, then from there also you can pick these values using get credential activity. Okay, now I'm directly pointing it out from file. So I'm just providing the JSON file path. That's it. Okay, and it is not providing any output and all. Okay, just it has expected one input, and that input we have provided. And then do what we wanted to do. Let's say we will upload this particular file. Whatever here I have one file, right? Task for usability study. I want to push this file from my local to the cloud. So how I can do that? So to do that, again, I'm going to Google. If I type Google, then these are all the activities I'm getting, but I'm interested in this particular activity alone. I wanted to upload my file from my local to the cloud. So as you can see, here we have create bucket, which is linked to creation of the bucket, and a delete bucket for each bucket, get bucket, update bucket properties. These are all not the correct one, right? What is the exact one which is more similar, like uploading the file? So here we can see there is an activity called upload object from file. So what this particular activity is going to do? So this particular file activity is going to uploads a file to a bucket. That is the description we got from UiPath. So basically what this is going to do, it is going to upload whatever file that you are mentioning, right? It is going to get uploaded in the bucket that we have created. So just I'm dragging this particular activity. Here it is expecting three things from me. One is bucket, and the other one is object name, and the other one is file to upload. So here we have to provide the bucket information first. Okay, so how we can get this particular information? So in order to get this particular information, we should be using one more activity, that is get bucket. because we have already created the bucket manually. What we wanted to do, we wanted to extract all the properties of that particular bucket. And this is the bucket name which we have created, right? So just I'm going to pass that particular name over here. And here we can see it is providing one output that is of type bucket, GCP bucket. Okay. And I'm setting the variable. So now this particular variable is going to hold all our information that is related to this particular bucket. And here, if I go to upload object from file, it expected this bucket information, right? And what is its data type? And you can see it is also expecting GCP bucket. Okay. And this get bucket returned the data type GCP bucket, right? So I'm just going to pass that particular variable over here. So now we are done with one property. And what is this object name? So which I will tell you in a while. Okay. So for now, what I'm going to give something like this, blah 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 12345 6.pdf, and file to upload. UiPath is asking me, okay, you have dragged me, but which file you want me to upload to the storage bucket? Okay. So which file we wanted to upload? This is the file we wanted to upload, right? I'm just giving copy as path, and just observe the file name. Okay. And it would be useful in later. Task for usability study underscore RPA developers is the file name, and I'm giving the same file name over here. Or else just what I will do, I will hit on this particular guy and I will indicate. So job done. So in this particular format only, your file name should be given local resource dot from path, and the path is the full file path. Okay. So now this also we have given. What else we have to do? That's it. So we have given upload object from file, and the object name here I have given something randomly. Okay. Just keep this on your mind. Okay. Once we I have triggered the bot, right? Once the bot gets completed, you will get to know what is the use of this particular object name, guy. Okay. So what I'm going to do, let me click on debug file, and I will go to the storage bucket. Okay. So this is the bucket which we have created. And if I go to objects, right, I don't see anything over here, right? I have zero values over here. But as soon as the bot gets completed, right, the bot run gets completed, should see some file over here, because that's what we are trying to do. And as you can see here, the bot run completed without any issues, right? So if I go over here, I don't see anything over here. What you can do, just click on refresh. Okay, once we do refresh, we should be getting something over here. And you can see we have got something called as 12345 6.pdf. How it is coming from? So whatever we have given in the object name, that is being replicated over here. Okay, but what is our original file name? This was our original file name, right? So if you want to keep with the same name, you can just copy this file name and you can give it in the place of object name. Okay, so that you would be having the same file name over here as well. But here I have given as 123456. That's why it is being replicated as 123456.pdf over here. And I have mentioned, like in the starting of our session, I have mentioned it is a secured one, right? You can see I have mentioned it as secured one. So why I have mentioned? Just if I click this, right, you would be able to see something called as encryption algorithm, which is already set up for this particular bucket itself. Okay, whatever data that you are pushing to this particular bucket, everything will be in a secured format. And let's validate the data. Okay, so it is also one of the business requirement, right? So they wanted to validate the data as well. So if they have access to this particular storage bucket, they can come over here and then they can choose the correct file and then they can validate the data as well, right? So now we have two data. One is this. This is our source data, and this is what we have pushed into the cloud bucket. So let's open it. And here you can see what we have. We have something like PDD, right? And let me open the other file as well so that we can compare whatever we pushed and whatever it is available in the target, both are same or it is different. And as you can see, this is our source file, and the second tab, that is our destination, that is our file that we got it from the cloud bucket. So both are same. So this particular scenario, whatever the business was expecting from us, right? They wanted to validate the data, so that also we have achieved now. Okay, so now what are all the activities we have seen? We have seen Google Cloud Scope. This is the prerequisite activity which we need, and get bucket is used to get all the properties of the bucket which we have created, and upload object from file. So using this only, we would be able to upload the object from our local or from any other storage space to this particular cloud, that is to the Google storage bucket. Okay, so that's all for this particular session. In our next session, we will see the rest of the activities which is related to Google storage bucket. Thank you for watching this video.